Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Starting with the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Hope so you all are in the best of health by the grace of Allah Almighty. As you know that nowadays we are facing COVID-19 pandemic situation. So your institution, SCAS, Sophia College of Arts and Science has arranged online classes for your convenience. And I warmly welcome you all, my dear students, to these online classes. Your institution, SCAS, Sophia College of Arts and Science, and your teachers are always there with you in difficult time. They are always there to guide you, facilitate and motivate you to do your best in every aspect of life. With determination, discipline and hard work, anything is possible to achieve. I am Misbah Ashraf and I will be taking your biology classes first year. And in this video, we are going to study the first topic of Punjab Textbook Board, Lahore, which is Introduction to Biology. This chapter is divided into 6 videos and this is the first lecture of this video. Jeffrey Ognedes said about biology that it gives you brain and life turns it into mind. In this video, we are going to study biology and some major fields of specialization, levels of organization, living word in time, phyletic lineage, biological method to solve a biological problem, biology and service of mankind, protection and conservation of environment. Well, students, what is biology and how do scientists define biology? Biology is defined as a study of living things. Bio means life and logi means study. So it is also defined as the study of life. Now, what is life? It is basically the set of characteristics that distinguish living organisms from non-living objects, including dead organisms. Well, students, what is biology and how do scientists define biology? Biology is defined as a study of living things. Bio means life and logi means study. So it is also defined as the study of life. Now, what is life? It is basically the set of characteristics that distinguish living organisms from non-living objects, including dead organisms. What are those characteristics which distinguish living organisms from non-living objects? These are that living organisms are highly organized organisms. They are complex entities, means that they are composed of one or more cells. They contain genetic program like DNA or RNA, which is important for reproduction or producing new organisms. They also acquire energy for different purposes, like for their movement, for active transport, for their growth. Living organisms also carry out chemical reactions like respiration and photosynthesis. They also grow in size, they increase in size. They also maintain constant internal environment despite changes in the external environment. For example, if it is hot outside, for example, if it's 50 outside, human body temperature remains 37. There are different mechanisms in the human body that help in maintaining the constant internal temperature, which is 37 for human beings. They also respond to changes in the external environment. If any organism possesses all these characteristics, that is referred to as the living organism. And if any organism does not possess these characteristics, according to scientists, that is referred as the non-living object. So life distinguishes living organisms by these characteristics from non-living objects. fields of biology which can be opted for specialization. These are ecology. Ecology is basically the branch of biology that deals with the study of relationship of living organisms to their environment. Why? Because environment directly or indirectly affects living organisms. There are different components of the environment, biotic and abiotic. Biotic are living components like plants, animals, microorganisms, and abiotic are non-living components like air, water, soil. These biotic and abiotic components are directly or indirectly affecting living organisms. For example, water, it affects the growth of plants. It affects the process of photosynthesis in plants. Air, it affects photosynthesis in plants. It affects respiration in living organisms. So these abiotic components of the environment are affecting living organisms directly or indirectly. So these relationships are studied in ecology. Then living organisms also have some relationship to the other living organisms, like they live in different relationships, predation, parasitism, competition. So in ecology we study about all these factors. Next branch which can be opted or field which can be opted in biology, that is embryology. It deals with the development of embryo. In this we study how embryo is formed, different stages it passes when it is converted from a single cell into a specialized organism. All these stages are studied in embryology in detail. The next branch of biology is physiology. It deals with the functions of the tissues and organs, because every tissue and organ is specialized for different functions. So we study about the function in detail in physiology. Physiology is the branch of biology in which we study about functions of different tissues and organs. For example, muscular tissues are responsible for contraction and relaxation and for producing movements. Heart is considered as an organ and it is responsible for circulation of blood to all parts of the body. In a similar way, lungs are also organs which are responsible for exchange of gases, taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. Kidneys are also considered organs and they are responsible for cleaning the blood and for formation of urine. So, function of different tissues and organs is studied in detail in physiology. Next branch is morphology. In morphology, we study about the structure of the organs. Morpho means forms and logi means study. So it is also the study of the forms of different organs. It is divided into two types, external morphology and internal morphology. In external morphology, we study how do an organ externally looks like the shape of lungs, like heart, like kidney. Their external structure is studied in external morphology, and their external detailed structure is studied in internal morphology. Internal morphology is also known as anatomy. We can take example of heart. We have studied the structure of heart in detail in class 10th. We have seen that internally or anatomy of heart shows that it is made up of 4 chambers, atria, ventricle. It contains valves inside, it contains aorta, it contains pulmonary valves. So this detailed structure of heart is studied in internal morphology. Next branch which can be opted, that is the paleontology. Paleontology deals with the study of fossils. Fossils are the remains of living organisms in geological period, which gives us about the existence of organisms in geological time, that in which time these organisms were present. So this is calculated through their fossil records. It's the branch of biology that deals with the ancestral history. It gives us information that how the present form of the species or the descendants came into existence. It gives us information about the origin of the species, that from which organism they are formed and through which change they are formed from ancestors. Because the present form of the species came into existence through different biological mechanisms like natural selection, genetic mutation, drift, which occurred in ancestors, and that gave rise to the present form of species which we call as descendants. Next is genetics. In genetics, we study about the hereditary. Hereditary is the transfer of material, genetic material, from parents to offspring, and this genetic material is DNA. We see that we are little bit similar to our parents. This is possible because half of the genetic material, which is DNA, comes from our mother and half of the genetic material comes from our father. That's why we are similar to both of our parents. Next, in genetics, we also study about the transmission of diseases. Like we have seen that some of the diseases occur only in male and some of the diseases occur only in female. So which diseases pass from male to male? Which diseases pass from male to female? Which diseases will occur in first generation? Which will occur in second, third? All this information is given in genetics. All this is studied in detail in genetics. Next branch is zoogeography. In this, we study about the distribution of animals in nature. We have seen that camel is found in desert. We have seen polar bears, they are found in polar areas, in cold areas. So this distribution is studied in zoogeography, that which animal is found in which area and why. Next branch is molecular biology. It's also known as biochemistry. In molecular biology, we study about the structure of organisms, cells, and their organelles at molecular level. In this, we study about different biochemicals like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, which are present in living organisms, about their mechanism, that what happens to these organisms, how they are formed, how these are broken down, for what purposes these are being used. So all this is studied in living organism. One of the example is respiration, in which glucose is oxidized. It's broken down in the presence of oxygen into carbon dioxide and water along with energy. So this process in detail is studied in biochemistry. Another common process we are familiar with is photosynthesis, in which carbon dioxide reacts with water and it forms glucose and oxygen. So this process in detail is also studied in molecular biology. Next is environmental biology. In environmental biology, we study about organisms in relation to their environment. Like we have seen that organisms are somehow affecting the environment. They are polluting the environment. So we study in environmental biology about different activities or about different processes through which living organisms are infecting environment. In microbiology, we study about microorganisms. Microorganisms are those organisms which cannot be seen with the naked eyes. These can only be seen with the help of a microscope. These are microscopic bacteria, viruses, protozoa, and some of the microscopic algae and fungi. In microbiology, we study in detail the processes of microorganisms, their lifestyle, their replication, their mode of transmission, their mode of nutrition, their mode of respiration, all in detail is studied in microbiology. Next branch is freshwater biology. As the name indicates, it deals with the study of living organisms which are present in fresh water. And one of the example is freshwater amoeba. Again, the mode of nutrition, the mode of replication, the mode of division and respiration, all is studied in freshwater biology about the freshwater organisms. Next is marine biology. Marine biology deals with the study of organisms or study of life that is present in seas and oceans. Parasitology. In parasitology, we study about parasites. Parasites are those organisms which obtain food and shelter from other organisms, which is known as host, and in return harm them. In parasites, we study about structure, mode of transmission, life histories, and host-parasite relationship. Some of the common examples of parasites are lice, leech, ticks, mites, and Entamoeba histolytica that causes amoebic dysentery in humans. Next branch is human biology. Name indicates that it deals with the study of the humans. It's also known as anthropology. And in anthropology, we study about structures, organs, functions, processes of human beings in detail. Use of living organisms, their systems and processes in manufacturing and service industries. Through biotechnology, biotechnologists have synthesized many products. They have used this technique in synthesizing dairy products. They have used it in baking industry. They have synthesized many hormones, enzymes, and drugs through this technique. Biotechnology is also known as the genetic engineering. Genetic engineering is the addition, deletion, modification, or insertion of DNA into the total DNA. And this genetic engineering is used for synthesizing many of the proteins, hormones. This technique is also used for the treatment of the genetic diseases like hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, which are because of the changes in the DNA during replication. Next is social biology. Social biology deals with the social behavior of human beings. This also deals with the interaction of one human being with another. The next branch which can be opted in biology is the histology. Histology deals with the structure and organization of tissues. This is all about biology and some of the major fields of specialization in biology. Inshallah, in next video, we will discuss the topic levels of biological organization. Always stay happy, blessed, respect elders, love youngsters, work for the strength and prosperity of your country, and pray for your teachers and your parents. Jazakallahu khaira.